I do have a question about the East. If you were going to break the East up into three tiers, who is in tier one?
I think Boston still is, even with the absence of Jason. Because with Anthony Simons, I think that was a nice move for them. With still having Derek White, still having Jalen Brown, you know, they still have talent. Like we can't take away from that. Still being coached by an amazing defensive minded coach. Still got Peyton Pritchard. Like, come on now. I think Boston. Who?
Knicks.
Knicks. I definitely think them too. I did see Precious is a free agent still, but I think even with losing Precious, that's not a major knock to the Knicks. Um, and if we have
Cavs.
to do three, you think the Cavs are tier one?
Oh, there's only three
Five.
teams.
I would say
Five?
tier one, there's five. If there are three tiers,
Oh yeah, 5,
tier
10,
one would be
15.
five.
Cavs, Bucks, Orlando.
Orlando's tier one.
So
Mm.
here's where I somewhat disagree with you all. Cavs are tier one, Knicks are tier one, Orlando is absolutely tier one. I think Atlanta will end up being tier one by
No.
the time the playoffs start. I think they'll be a top five seed. I think they will if they're
As
healthy.
opposed to which team there?
Huh?
As opposed to which team? Not the Cavs or Bucks.
No, Cavs are there. I think
Also not.
I think the fringe
Boston?
team, I think the fringe team of who is the fifth team, like in that first tier, is between the Celtics and the Bucks. That's not considering the Sixers, because I have no idea what their roster construction looks like. And every other team in the East is have no idea what Indiana looks like now, right? Don't know what Miami's gonna do, right? Chicago, forgettable. Sorry to my Chicago people that listen to this. Um, Charlotte, they'll be fun to see the development, but I still don't. Maybe the play in at best, and it's going to be 9 or 10. Washington, no idea what they're doing. Uh, yeah. So in terms of those top five teams, in terms of teams who at least have the most kind of
Continuity.
yes. And the only reason I would pick the Bucks instead of the Celtics is really not because of my bias, but I think that they just have more continuity than the Celtics do. Because I think losing Drew and Porzingis while not having Tatum is going to be huge. Like Anthony will be great. Like they still have a lot of serviceable players that will make them competitive, but I think it will be more difficult for them to beat top teams. Um, and I do think they just lost a lot defensively as well. So they'll be in that mix. And if they record wise, if they end up being fifth or whatever the case may be, that won't be surprising. But if we had to pick a top five and go by tiers, that's who I think falls in the top tier of the East. And I think that just speaks to how wide open things are because at this point, the Cavs have to beat the regular season allegations. The Knicks are probably the team I would kind of be the most confident in just because they are pretty much bringing the same team back with really, really good additions. Um, Orlando, when healthy, was already dangerous last year. So if they remain healthy, I expect them to be even more dangerous. I'm expecting Atlanta to take a leap because I think Trey will take a leap. And if Porzingis is healthy, I think their roster is really good. And then my point about the Celtics and the Bucks. So I think it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. But that's kind of where I stand in terms of tier one in the East.
Okay.
Fair.